Fairyland was a realm of lights and enchantment. Every morning arrived like a new ray of hope, and every night shimmered with oceans of stars scattered across the sky. In the gardens, glowing trees whispered tales through their rustling leaves, and the streams hummed soft melodies as they flowed. Yet, within this radiant world lived a princess whose heart carried the weight of quiet sorrow. Her name was Seraphina. She was unmatched in beauty, her very presence spread light wherever she went. But behind her graceful smile always lingered a touch of incompleteness. She spent her days helping others, tending to wounded birds, caring for sick fairies, and collecting the prayers of humans as treasures in her heart. Yet, when she was alone, emptiness crept back into her soul. Seraphina had another passion that made her different from everyone else. She loved collecting rare and curious things. A shimmering stone from the forest, a dry leaf from an ancient tree, a petal from a fading flower. She arranged these small wonders in a special corner of her room. To her, they were priceless treasures, and being around them gave her a silent peace. But even those could not fill the emptiness inside her heart. One evening, as she wandered through the forest while the sun was setting, she sat down beside an old tree. There on the ground lay a tiny glass vial. Seraphina picked it up curiously, her eyes shining with wonder. Without much thought, she placed it in her satchel, as if it were yet another treasure. Days later, while she was arranging her collection, her gaze fell upon that same little vial. Curiosity wrapped around her heart. Inside was something dark and shimmery, mysterious, yet inviting. She opened it carefully, and found a tiny brush dipped in a magical black liquid. It looked like mascara. Seraphina smiled softly, took the brush, and applied it to her lashes. The moment she blinked, it felt as if light itself entered her soul. A wave of confidence surged through her being. She looked into the mirror and saw a new sparkle in her eyes. Not merely an outer beauty, but an inner radiance awakening from within. The next day, she used the mascara again. This time, her sadness seemed to dissolve on its own. When she stepped into the garden, the birds came closer than ever before, and the flowers seemed to bloom with extra fragrance. Seraphina realized that this was no ordinary mascara. It didn't just enhance beauty, it awakened the spirit. As time went on, it became a part of her life. Every time she wore it, she felt stronger, braver, and more alive. With this newfound confidence, she began to see her world in a new light. Her smile carried both sincerity and brilliance. People said her eyes now held the glow of hope itself. But within her heart, another feeling began to bloom. Seraphina realized that the presence of Prince Adrian brought her peace and joy. Adrian was the prince of the neighboring kingdom. His smile could melt even the hardest hearts. After discovering her inner truth through the magic mascara, Seraphina understood that Adrian's love was genuine, and that she loved him in return. Their love soon colored their world with magic. They would walk under the moonlight, talk for hours, and forget the loneliness that had once shadowed their souls. Seraphina became happier than ever before. But one night, the mascara revealed a secret. As she slept, she saw a vision. Adrian stood in a hall of darkness, and before him was a woman shrouded in shadow. That woman was Morgana, the sorceress of darkness. And, to Seraphina's shock, she was Adrian's mother. Her heart trembled. How could the man she loved be the son of a dark enchantress? The next day, she gathered courage and asked Adrian the truth. But he denied it completely. He said he didn't know anyone named Morgana. Seraphina felt pain and doubt take root inside her. She feared that Adrian was hiding something. A quiet distance began to grow between them, and the light in her eyes slowly faded again. Meanwhile, far away, Morgana learned that the magic mascara was in Seraphina's possession. For years, she had been searching for it. The enchanted artifact that could amplify one's power beyond measure. She wanted to reclaim it, bring her son back under her control, and destroy Seraphina once and for all. One stormy night, the castle was attacked by darkness itself. Thunder roared, and shadows crept over the walls. The sorceress appeared with her army of black mist. She demanded her son and the mascara. Seraphina appeared in the courtyard, her eyes blazing with resolve. Morgana hissed, "Give me the mascara, and my son." But Seraphina stood tall and replied, "I will never hand this power to someone who uses it for evil." Adrian drew his sword and leapt into battle beside her. It was the ultimate test. For Morgana was calling to him as his mother, trying to pull him back into the darkness. Adrian faced an impossible choice between his mother and the truth and love he had found. At last, he raised his sword and said firmly, "I choose not darkness, but light, and love." Together, Seraphina's radiant eyes and Adrian's courage banished the shadows from the realm. Morgana fell to the ground, her dark power fading away. She looked at her son with tearful eyes and whispered an apology. In her final moments, her terrifying form dissolved, revealing a gentle fairy hidden beneath years of sorrow. She vanished peacefully into the light. After that night, Seraphina knew that Adrian's denial had not been deceit, but fear, a fear of being haunted by his mother's name. Their love became stronger than ever before. Soon, the kingdoms united in celebration, and Seraphina and Adrian were married beneath a sky full of starlight. Thus, the magical mascara did not merely adorn her eyes. It colored her soul with courage, love, and the brilliance she had always longed for. Heart speed. To the city street. We begin to feel